Hello there, welcome to Star Wars Battlefront. I am on the PC. Wasn't sure if I'd be playing this on the PS4 or the PC. But here I am on a PC. I've got a handy mouse where I can point out things like escort the mighty AT-AT walker and wipe them out. Or I can point at this number or these icons. Or see this? In EA Origin, do you guys have this confusion? EA can now mean either Electronic Arts or Early Access. It's usually a toss-up, one or the other. Very confusing. In Origin, which is EA's Electronic Arts Steam, you get an avatar, of course. You pick a picture for yourself. And I'm so used to my Steam avatar applying. Otherwise, I've got some silly cat that... oh, that's actually my cat. I've got a cat picture that something called Gravatar uses, and it applies to other areas of the internet. For some reason, way back when, I chose this when I set up Origin. What this is, and I have no idea why I picked it, and I should probably change that because it's kind of weird. That's the little kid from Moonrise Kingdom, who I thought was a terrible actor, the little boy. The girl in that, Cara, what's her name? She's awesome, but that little boy actor, ugh. So, there's my icon. Here's me. Here are my friends who also have this game. So, why are we doing Star Wars Battlefront today? Right? This doesn't even have Force Awakens content in it. It's just all old school Star Wars. I think a week ago there was this Star Wars Celebration Europe. Big old conference. Was that even earlier this week? Good Lord, where does time go? That's not the reason we're doing this. We're doing this because Electronic Arts just released an update, I think over a year after the game was released. Wait, there we go. An update that they're calling Offline Mode. Kara Hayward, thank you so much, Chris Markinson. Absolutely. I've only seen her in a couple things since then, and nothing good. Poor Kara Hayward. She was in some movie about, like, high school witches. It's like a horror movie. Poor Kara Hayward. Get her in more movies. So EA is like, hey, we're giving you offline mode. Because when this came out, it was dinged, and I feel a little unfairly, for being multiplayer only. Which it's not. There are some really cool single-player and split-screen ways to play this game. What there isn't, and this is a step back from the earlier Battlefronts, there's no, like, campaign mode. And I think that's what people mean when they say, it's multiplayer only. But this, for instance, is what's called a training mission. And it's not really training you anything. I mean, it's just letting you drive your ATST next to this AT-AT. Oh, look at that scarring. Somebody's been dinging that thing. So you could play these training missions. I think there's 5 of them. There's one to fly around in X-Wings and TIE Fighters. Alright, now here is where I think these are homing. Let's see what is it. This is d.i.c.e, of course, the Swedish group, Swedish developer. If I fire and just hold this down, the missile hits. Pretty straightforward. d.i.c.e known for the Battlefield games. Too far off for me to hit. Is that even an A-wing? Yes, it is. So in these training missions, they just sort of get you used to doing. There's a training mission where you play the different heroes. But there are also survival modes where you play a kind of a horde mode. And frankly, they're a little anemic. Hey, hello, a new Star Destroyer. Welcome. Whoa, 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 whoa! Our AT-AT got too far ahead of us. You can run in ATSTs. Did you know that? Look at that. So there's also this somewhat anemic, but still gratifying, I feel, horde mode. Oops, didn't mean to shoot that. There's my, it was my grenade launcher rocket kind of thing. Here are my guided missiles that I'm using to shoot down A-wings. I'm using a mouse and keyboard. There's another reason I'm streaming today on the PC. I blew that shot. This being a d.i.c.e game, the developer that is used to making shooters for PCs, boy, does it make a difference playing with a mouse and keyboard. And I was not really aware of that before because I've played it so much on the PS4. So not so much this bit because you could do this. This is pretty straightforward with a controller. But definitely with the regular shooter bits of the game. There are headshots in here, which anytime you've got headshots, I kind of feel like, well, you should probably use a mouse and keyboard.
Remarkable shooting. Distance to base 17.28.
Hazy Silhouette says, don't shoot Vader's ship and get him aggro. Where is Vader's ship? I think of Vader's ship as a TIE fighter he drives around, but he's probably in one of these Star Destroyers. What is that? I don't think that's canon. It looks like a Mon Calamari cruiser with space shuttle wings. I don't approve. What else? There was also, you could play deathmatch with bots. And that was just straight up, hey, play deathmatch with bots. You could play split screen if you had a console version, online only if you're playing this PC version. You could play against bots with your friends. Your friend could be on one team full of bots. You could be on the other team. Or you could both be on the same team. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're losing that winged Mon Calamari cruiser. Am I right? Is that canon? Can you guys tell me? Was there really such a thing in the original movies? It's going down. It's going down like a super Star Destroyer into a second Death Star. Richard Holt says it is canon. Alright, then Smarty Pants, what is it called? Or I should say, what was it called? And you know, Liberty Class Mon Calamari Cruisy. Now, you say canon, but canon as in, it was in the movies, or as in, yeah, LucasArts added it, you know, it's in one of those Timothy Zahn novels. Who's the guy that writes those things? But you actually see one of those in a movie. If so, I will accept you guys' assertion that it's canon. And apparently it's coming to Star Wars Armada this winter. Richard Holt can't wait to waste more money on a Fantasy Flight boondoggle. He says, with Eldritch Horror and all 5 expansions set up on the table behind him.
We've secured the base. Lord Vader, you may start your landing.
So once you've played this, there's really no reason to play it again, which I think is maybe one reason they call it training mode. Richard Holt says the Liberty class Mon Calamari Cruise is in the original cut of Return of the Jedi. Wait a minute, original cut? The theatrical release, right? Don't want you guys pulling any director's cut shenanigans on me or extended edition nonsense. So that was a training mission. I could have played that split screen where me and my buddy both have an ATST, or in the case of this PC version, online, where I have one ATST, you have the other. Yeah, see? Jared something, isn't that actor's name? Why do I have that? Whatever. I killed 37 things. So, is there a reason to ever do that again? Well, I'll show you. I earned a star. If I hadn't been blabbing the whole time and had finished this in 6 minutes, which is pretty straightforward, I would have gotten another star. If I had taken out 8 A-wings, which I thought I did, because I was actively trying to get this star, I would have gotten another star. What are the stars good for? Nothing. But you'll note, beside the stars, you earn credits. So this mission, this training mission, is good to get stars and earn credits. And I'll show you what the credits do in a minute. Oh, it's also good as far as me beating my friends. This is my, I don't think he would mind me saying this. This is my friend Jeff Atwood. He's obviously got a good time. This is my friend Kelly Wand. I know these other guys online. I don't know their real names, and if I did, I wouldn't say it. So actually, maybe I shouldn't have pointed out that that was Kelly Wand. At any rate, I could play this over and over again until I beat Jeff Atwood's score, which I consider a worthy pursuit, but doesn't necessarily make for great single-player content unless you've got Jeff Atwood playing the game as well. So, these are the training missions. These are one of the things it offers in as a single-player game. Now, get used to this screen, because you're going to see a lot of it, especially if you play on the PS4. The loading times in this, oh my god. DICE, what is your deal? I expected that on the PS4, but this is a relatively new computer, a year, 2 years old, and it has an SSD drive. Playing creative assembly games, the Total War games, I've noticed the loading times. I don't know if they're getting better at optimizing things or if it's my SSD. The loading times don't bother me that much. But good lord, the loading times in this are still wretched. So the training missions, and I'll just show you, I now have 1 out of 15 stars. This thing right here, which I'm not going to play because I'll show it in a minute. It's the basically, hey, here's an X-Wing, shoot down some TIE fighters. I've played this a million times because my friend's son, who I enjoy playing this split screen with, he just wants to do this over and over and over again. Even though we've got all the stars, and I try to explain to him, dude, we're not earning any more credits. He doesn't care. He just wants to do that silly mission. So I've played those a million. Now you'll see I've made no progress on this PC version. I've unlocked nothing. I've done none of the missions. This is my first star. This is me jumping into the PC version, streaming from this because I still find streaming from the PS4 a little problematic. So I decided to stream the PC version, which EA kindly provided me with a review code for this. I bought my own PS4 version because I like it that much. But when I knew I was streaming, I asked them, "Do you guys have a PC code I can use?" And they were like, "Yeah, here you go." So there you go. I am now. You can't ding me as being one of those Counter-Strike Go scumbags. I have fully disclosed myself. I'm no PewDiePie. You guys now know the whole deal. Although I guess I have to write it in big letters somewhere, don't I? At any rate, let's see. So this stuff I consider viable single-player content, if somewhat limited. Really, the single-player content is this survival mode, this horde mode, which I'm not going to do, but I'll just show you. There are 6 maps here. I think it started with 4 and they added 2. No, I think these are all in there. Look at all the stars here. 5 stars. Because you can play on normal, hard, and there's 3 difficulty modes. You can play without dying, and you can run around and collect these little collectibles. So there's stars to farm in the survival mode. And I have to say, survival mode gets a little tedious because there's 15 waves. If you don't survive all 15, you're not unlocking anything. And it gets alternately difficult on these 2 or tedious. Like surviving 15 waves on normal, that's just going to happen sooner or later. It's a done deal. Just hang out long enough, and it's maybe about a half hour. That's how long it takes to get to all the waves. Actually, easily a half hour. You think 15 waves, 2 minutes a wave. So you'll note here's another cool thing. So yeah, you get the stars. I could try to beat my friends' times, which I'm guessing they're not showing up because I haven't registered a time, not because Jeff Atwood hasn't been cat-assing this to get a good score here. Look at this down here. Complete on hard difficulty to unlock your customized multiplayer hand. Wait a minute, hand? What is that? Alright, here then is why you want to get credits and why you want to unlock these missions on hard. Because, by the way, to beat them on Master, I think you really want to come in with those unlocked hands. There's also, these are just the AI things. You can play as a hero. You can just play as a squad. You can set it up with bots. This is the one where you and your buddy can be on the same team. Or, and I enjoy this, you're each on separate teams with a team of bots. And it has this cool balancing thing where if you are behind in score, then the NPC, the AI bots that it spawns for you, you get more and more of the specialized bots. Like, for instance, there's the Stormtroopers. There's the basic dopey Stormtroopers. If you're playing, it just spawns a bunch of those. If the Rebel player starts getting ahead of you, it'll start to say, here, have a Scout Sniper. Oh, you're still sucking? Okay, here, have a Jetpack Stormtrooper with shielding. Wow, are you still really sucking? Here, have a couple of the Commander guys. So there's that kind of balancing thing going on, and I really like that. And you're getting credits. What do you do with these credits? Well, is this right? I'm not used to it. Yeah, okay, here you go. Unlocks. Oh, yeah, see, it's even giving me the tooltip. That's how little I've played the PC version. And this is new, by the way, too, although you have to buy DLC. These are the equivalent in Call of Duty of, like, not daily quests. What do you call those? Are there dailies? Well, I'll just show you. You're doing things like, to unlock this, you want to get 3 blaster pistol streaks and get 15 kills with the scout pistol. When you do that, you unlock this. It's a bounty. They're basically challenges. And there are ways to get more credits. So what do you want with those credits? And you have to buy the DLC. So make sure you pony up for that $50 Seasons Pass, because that's how much it is. Or just buy the Outer Rim DLC if you want your HUT contracts. Real quick, because this is important, the Nebulon B... Wait. Okay, Telefrog says that the Liberty-class Mon Calamari cruiser was in the Battle of Endor. It was the first ship killed by the Death Star. Richard Holt was like, wait, are you sure that wasn't the Nebulon B, which those of us who played X-Wing and TIE Fighter might know is like a medical frigate, right? That's the Nebulon B. And our fact checker, Richard Holt himself, just verified, yep, Telefrog is right. The Mon Calamari Liberty-class cruiser, it is canon because it was the first thing destroyed by the Death Star. Can I be pedantic and just say it's the Battle of Endor's moon? Like ask people, what Star Wars movie takes place on Endor? And they'll say Return of the Jedi. And then you can be like, wrong, that's Endor's moon. You now owe me. And, make sure you bet like $1 beforehand or something. So with your credits, look, you can unlock, when I now jump into the game, I can't use any of these. I can use that. I think that's this might be a pre-order bonus, the Han Solo pistol. At any rate, you have to get to a certain level or rank and pay money. This is very Battlefield, right? They do similar stuff. So it's a bit of a grind and a bit of a economy. And the single-player stuff feeds into that economy. These cards, more importantly, these are your skills on cooldown. And Star Wars Battlefront is more than happy to have you spam these like mad. Like the cooldowns, what is this? So this is the equivalent of a rocket launcher. It's good against vehicles. It's on a 25-second cooldown. If you grind and you spend credits, you may not even have to grind. I think you can just straight out buy it. Yeah, if I had 7,000 credits, you can reduce that cooldown by 5 seconds. And that is the kind of unlockable / character progression, gear progression really, conceit that I feel moves Star Wars Battlefront forward. Is you're making that money, you are unlocking the different cards, you're equipping the cards you want, right? Like you get down here, some of these cards are passive skills, right? Is this one of them? Yeah, these things here are passive skills. Yeah, you need DLC for it. Yeah, make sure you get that $50 Seasons Pass. Think of Star Wars Battlefront as a $100 game, not a $50 game, especially on a console. And actually, maybe even on a PC, because they gave me the code for this, I honestly have no idea if they're charging full console price for the PC versions. So you unlock all of these, and you take into battle any 2 cooldown things, there's also these passive things, and there are additional things. You're basically, that's your hand, that stuff you bring in. So if I want to beat these training missions on master difficulty and get that last star, oops, not the training missions, these survival missions, and get that last star for beating it on master difficulty, I want to complete it on hard so I can bring in a customized hand, because otherwise when you play on normal and hard, you can only use these preset hands of cards. So it's all about finish it on hard, unlock your badass hard difficulty set of cards, and then come in here. Now, one of the problems is to do that, to rank up, which is also a prerequisite for unlocking, you have to do the multiplayer stuff. You're not going to earn any XP unless you play this online. You can get those credits offline. You can even get credits by playing their iOS boondoggle, which, yeah, actually it's not even that bad of a boondoggle. It's a bona fide good strategy game. The iOS Star Wars Battlefront is, and I say this as someone super sensitive to these kinds of like crass iOS tie-ins, it's a really good game. I really like the iOS Star Wars Battlefront. It's a little strategy game, kind of meets tower defense with, again, some of that unlockable stuff and collectibles, and the credits you earn in that strategy game you can also spend here. So you can get credits easily enough with single player without touching multiplayer. What you can't get is the rank up, and that gates a lot of the content. So in that regard, I completely agree with people who complain that this is multiplayer only. They're not right, but I understand what they're getting at, and I understand that unlike a fantastic game like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which makes no distinction between offline experience or online experience, playing against bots, playing against people, unlocking this, using this currency or that currency, like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, EA just does a great job of saying, you know what, play however you want. We're constantly going to let you enjoy this character progression that drives the game. Star Wars Battlefront does not do that, which leads us to today's update, which they are calling, what are they calling it? Something like, is it single player update, skirmish mode? At any rate, it adds this here, this skirmish mode, which lets you play against bots. And you can also do this split screen. I could play this with any one of you right now online. You take the TIE Fighters, I'll take the X-Wings, let's fight each other. You unlock Slave 1 and I am in the Millennium Falcon, let's fight each other. Go. Walker Assault 2, which I think Walker Assault is... I hate to do this, I rolled out Piece de Resistance yesterday. I'm going to use some more French. Walker Assault is the raison d'etre... Good Lord. I couldn't get that R. Yeah, I don't have enough phlegm in my throat. The raison d'etre of Star Wars Battlefront is Walker Assault, which is an amazing mode. Let's jump into it right now. This right here, normal, it's for babies. Right away, notice this. There's no language here about unlocking a customized hand of cards. Why is that? Oh, maybe it's because everything's already unlocked when I get in? Let's find out. Spoiler, it's not unlocked. As far as I know, when you're playing these skirmish modes, you will only ever get the 2 hands of cards that they give you. Furthermore, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, zero, zilch, nada, no sign of, neither hide nor hair of, any way to make credits. This mode right here is entirely separate, entirely independent of the overall progression in Star Wars Battlefront. I'm not going to get any experience. I'm not going to get any credits. I'm not going to unlock anything. There are no collectibles. There are, as far as I know, no achievements. As soon as I finish this match, everything resets. I'm the same rank I was. I have the exact same amount of credits I had before. That bothers me. I think that that is a mistake. So see here are the 2 hands of cards. Let's see. I will definitely take the ion torpedo for this. I think, yeah, so they do give you all the guns, so there is that. Let's see, where's the default fella? This little guy right here. Richard Holt wants to know if you can actually progress in the companion app. Yes, you can. The companion app, which, again, is a very good strategy game, I think. Actually, I'm just making an assumption, but surely EA is going to let you play that, right? Like, you don't need to plug into an account that has Star Wars Battlefront, do you? I hope not. And it's free. Wait a minute, you guys are comparing me to... Oh, right, the PewDiePie thing. Total biscuit level of menu tourism. I'm not entirely sure what that means. But, thank you? I doubt it. Oh, look! I don't know that I picked this, but I got a sort of a Sarah Palin thing going here. Alright.
Uplink station engaged.
So, Walker Assault is, like I said, the raison d'etre. I'm just going to jump in this. Probably going to get shot down, but... Oh, shoot. Did it just unplug my controller? Yeah, okay, here we go.
This is Red 9, standing by.
I'm just going to do a few passes over the battlefield. You'll note there's 2... Ah! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. There are 2 things that read defend. Oh, shoot. Seriously? An X-Wing is supposed to have shielding. That's all I'm saying. Is in the real world, that's unrealistic. In the real world, an X-Wing colliding with a TIE Fighter, the TIE Fighter would buckle like paper mache. Like origami. That was a ripoff. So Walker Assault is basically all about getting 2 capture points. It's attack defend. The rebels are always defending. This is a little droid that will walk around and help me. Let me make sure to get it up. I'm not remembering the map so well. Let's get the droid up here. Oh wait, we dropped this little astromech. So it's an attack defend situation where I need to grab these little points here. I'll show you what they do in a minute. You have no ammo in this game. Your health regenerates over time. So, I say it regenerates over time. Yeah, there it goes. Instead of ammo, look what happens if I keep firing. See that little cooldown thing? And then it takes down. If I try to reload too early, oh, you can see she burned her hand. Oh, she doesn't look like Sarah Palin at all. I need to work on that. So, there's an AT-AT. The goal in this, and you can see in the top center, I need to destroy these AT-ATs before they hit the shield generator. The top center, there's 2 of them on this map. Most of them only have 1 map. And that little bar with the dots on it is their progress towards the shield generator. So why don't I just sit here and do that? No, that's not going to hurt it. Why don't I then call this up and do that? Well, it's a rocket launcher, the equivalent, but it's not locking on. Why not?
Bomber locked in.
AT-ATs are shielded. To drop the shielding on an AT-AT, to drop the shielding on an AT-AT, as you know, you need a Y-wing to come in and deliver a proton torpedo, a photon torpedo, something like that. The Y-wing has to come in and bomb off the shielding. It works temporarily, and then the AT-AT can take normal damage. The snow. The longer we hold these points here, the more Y-wings we stack up for every time a walker hits that threshold of a dot. So right now we've got 2 Y-wings stacked up. Just get killed by a sniper guy. 3 Y-wings stacked up. When the walker gets to this dot, the Y-wings are going to come in, and you see all this. The level of activity in these games is just astonishing. I love how much stuff is going on in these games. The Y-wings will come in. You'll see them do a bombing run. They'll drop the shielding. This will eventually destroy this thing. There's no hard, like, paper rocks. Like, there are no hard counters. Like, if you just fire long enough at an ATST, it'll blow it up. The exception is the AT-ATs, the walkers. So you'll see the Y-wings do their strafing runs. The shields get dropped. There's a little crackly effect. And while the shields are dropped, then you can damage the AT-ATs. And the circles around them at the top of the interface are how much health they have left. So I'm defending this. I'm playing like a good teammate. I'm not running around playing this like it's deathmatch, which when this game first came out, it's pretty much how people played. Alright, so watch these Y-wings come in, because this is super cool. Okay, no one shoot me. I'm trying to show off stuff in this game. There we go. There's one. And you'll see, now it's crackling. So now I can shoot it with whatever weaponry I got, and you'll see its hit point bar will start to go down. And this is the point where the rebel team all wants to just pile on and keep shooting at the AT-ATs, which is great for the Empire team, because then they just look for the shots and they shoot the rebels.
Focus your attack on the walker. It won't be vulnerable.
I am ducking just out of reflex when I fire, but there's no accuracy bonus for ducking, for kneeling. This isn't that hardcore of a game.
New uplinks located.
Oh, and as we hit each of these dot thresholds, we get new spawning points and new pairs of points to activate and defend. Wait, there was just an icon for, it looked like an A-wing or a speeder. Alright, we'll just go out here. So, of course, these are all bots. This is everyone. I'm not online with anyone. I could be playing this co-op with one other person. What are these? Are these turrets good against these guys? No, they only work if you actually hit, I find. So you'll see the rebels, are not doing very well. We didn't get in a lot of damage. Let's see. I'm just throwing that so I can pick this up. Ah, the smart rocket is what I want. We didn't get it. Why are you guys standing here? Maybe that's why we're not doing well. Seriously? Are they going to follow me? Come on, you guys you're on hard difficulty. Why are you just standing here? You're not even defending. Oh, good lord. Alright, well, exactly no one is surprised that the bots in this game are stupid. Remember when d.i.c.e tried to do bots in their Battlefield games? I mean, I appreciate the intent.
Y-wing targeting systems locked in.
Uplink station under our control. Defend it.
Let's see if I can take out a TIE fighter. Oh, not if I get shot by a stormtrooper. Oh, there's an A-wing back over there. So this is a smart rocket I picked up. There we go. Don't shoot me, I'm trying to hit a TIE fighter. I guess I didn't get a lock on with a smart rocket. Alright, well I seem to have wasted a smart rocket. Can I lock these onto a TIE fighter? No, that's an X-Wing. I think I would know this by now. I think these are just land vehicles. Don't seem to be getting a lock. Alright. You guys, yeah, keep hanging out in that hallway. See what a good shot I am? See how good I am at this game? The AT-ATs can shoot you, of course. One of the power-ups you pick up on the field when you're playing the Empire lets you sit in the AT-AT cockpit and shoot, which is really awesome. Okay, no one grab this. I'll take care of everything. Yeah. There is no friendly fire, Hazy Silhouette. You cannot give your squad orders, Corky. Corky points out the radar dishes are anti-vehicle. The pillbox type ones, do you mean the little cylinder things that look kind of like Daleks? He says those are anti-personnel. Not that I know what a Dalek is. Dalek. See, I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's how much I don't know what that is. Yeah, look at him.
Y-wing targeting systems locked in.
Lord.
Bombers have launched.
Alright, so the Y-wings are now... Oh, good. I'll take this smart rocket. Understood the shielding. Ah, don't shoot me. Look at that. I love that. That is so awesome.
Take that walker down.
No, dagnabbit. Seriously? But that's what the Empire should be doing, right? Is looking for where rebels are firing at walkers. Way back here. These maps are nothing if not big. Especially the ones with the dual AT-ATs. Can I get a lock on from back here? See, that says to me locked, the fact that it's red. Yeah, there we go. That was my smart missile. Here is my ion torpedo. Yeah, lock on. So if this is anti-vehicle... Yeah, okay. You can tell when you're hitting because you get it adds to your score. Like you can see that. See, I got 70 points for that. Oh, their shielding is back up. Alright, now we have a new set of uplinks. Where are they? Over here. Alright, oh, here we go. Let's hop in the speeder. So you might be wondering, hey, can I use a tow cable to tangle up the legs of an AT-AT? How realistic is this game?
Blue 13 standing by.
Glad you asked. Let's go check it out.
Well done.
So I've picked up a controller, an Xbox controller. Let's see if I can do this. Alright. Try another pass. That's not how you turn 180 degrees. I guess I'll just turn... I was trying to show off. I was hot dogging. Uh-oh. I don't want TIE fighters on my tail. Come on, I'm sure you can do this. Hold on. What the heck? See, you guys are now going to think I'm just imagining it. I promise you can do this. I've done it before. Look, there should be plenty of room down here. What am I missing? That's not it. I am really bummed. Shoot. I even did it yesterday when I was installing everything. Oh my gosh. Well,
Our bomber's got a lock on the Imperial walker.
because that's what these whole things are for, is the X-Wings fight the TIE Fighters. these things are the equivalent of like they're anti-vehicle, like they're helpless against TIE fighters. I'm about to get shot down here. This is terrible. It's not wanting me to like haul ass past it. No. I am so mad. Alright, fine. I've never understood people, and I'm convinced they're cheating, who play dice games, who can strafe going this fast and pick off... I guess they just know where people are spawning. Oh, there, see? Oh, did I get something? I think I might have. Let's see, is this how you turn around? That's a nice 180-degree turn. Alright, let's just strafe this.
Uplink station engaged.
Now, you guys can't deny, isn't this beautiful? It definitely looks way better. Oh, here we go. This is what I should be doing. Oh, well, ouch. Alright. That's one way to take out an ATST. So, unlike the spawn camping you do in a Battlefield game, where everybody's sitting waiting for, you know, the helicopter, the jet to spawn, here it just drops power-ups. And the power-ups are these blue things. They give you, like right here, give me special weapons. What is that? A blaster cannon? I'm not too excited. If I can actually figure out where they're spawning and set up a good spot for this. Alright, let's... Blaster cannon isn't terrible. I probably should have grabbed that first. Look at that! That guy's running around. Why doesn't he fall back? Shoot. Alright, do I have to do everything here, you stupid bots? Oh, now you show up. Yeah, I got it. There's no way we're going to come anywhere close to not losing this one.
Y-wing targeting systems locked in.
Uplink activated. Watch for Imperial counterattack.
You know, this game could just suck so hard, and I would still find this really gratifying, just watching all this. Can I take out a... I'm about to make an assertion right now. If you guys disagree, I would be curious. What if I were to say to you... See, that was a kill.
Bombers have launched and are on their way.
I'm guessing some of you would disagree. So I'm just warning you, I'm going to say something that if you disagree with me, I want to hear what your alternative proposal is. I'm guessing I know what you're going to say. You're going to say lightsabers. And you're probably thinking, okay, what are you going to say? Say it already. I'm going to suggest some... Oh, see that? Did he capture? You're going to say, I'm going to make a suggestion about something, and you guys are going to all... I'm going to guess that fully 50% of you are going to go, no lightsabers. Here's what I'm going to say. Ready? AT-ATs. Those guys. Oh my god, I so love this game. See, it can suck so hard, and when that happens... Yeah, we are going to lose. Here's my assertion. I can't turn... My assertion is that the coolest thing to come out of all of the Star Wars movies and books and whatever and action figures, the coolest thing is AT-ATs. There you go. Am I wrong? And I know some of you are going, nope, lightsabers.
It won't be exposed for very long.
Totally AT-ATs. Oh, good, good. Will this vehicle turret reach from here? Alright, fire. It is. Alright, well, we lost, but we hit pretty hard. Alright, I'm sorry, I was not watching the chat channel. Yeah, I don't... Chris Markinson seems to think I know a lot about Doctor Who and that I out myself on the Everest movie podcast. MW... Okay, look here. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. MWT Bones is quoting Star Wars. I used to fly pointlessly in circles around Womp Rats in my T-34 all the time back on Tatooine. It's one of Luke's famous lines. MWT Bones says there should be more preamble to the assertion I just made. Richard Holt asks, robot hands? Surely you're not saying that robot hands are cooler than lightsabers and AT-ATs. Marketson thinks speeder bikes are the coolest thing to come out of Star Wars. Seriously, Marketson? Come on. Speeder bikes? Let's poke a hole in that in a second. First, let's look at this. Look. So I was playing on hard, right? I haven't been at this in a while. You guys saw I'm nothing special. I'm not some guy running around who's going to be able to like make videos about how to get frags. And look at this, 25 kills. So even on hard, and you guys saw those dudes clustered in the hallway. You know, how much did that affect who won or lost? I don't know. The next best guy over here, 20 kill. Yeah. What is this? I think this just means when he was out in an A-wing, when the game ended. Who knows? Yeah, so there's no setting for the AI. I can't set the number of bots. I can't set parameters like scoring. The only option is just jump into this. Now, let's again look at how many credits I earned and what things I unlocked by going to the next screen. Nothing. There's this. Let's see, where are these recorded? Let's back out and look. Nowhere. Spoiler, nowhere. Hazy Silhouette says Death Stars are pretty cool. Richard Holt says the lightsabers weren't as cool as they could be until Kylo Ren. I think Richard Holt might be joking. Richard Holt also says, seriously though, oh right, the Kylo Ren little wrist guards on his lightsaber were kind of silly. Richard Holt says, seriously though, superclass Star Destroyers. Okay, couple of things. Superclass Star Destroyer is just a Star Destroyer, right? Except a little longer, and they fudge the scale. I mean, a Star Destroyer is already pretty awesomely big. That was the whole beginning of Star Wars. The Star Wars as a movie, as a series, as a mythology, its opening hook is, look how badass a Star Destroyer is. And then they do that whole thing of, you know, this razor has 3 blades, well, this one has 7. So superclass Star Destroyers are cool, but I feel like it's just kind of a, hey, let's make something big, really bigger. Now, Death Stars, that's a good argument. I do like Death Stars. I just want to show Marketson these speeder bikes. Here we go. Okay, we're going to play this on Master, which hopefully will at least make it challenging. Well, that last game was challenging in that I lost it, right? But let's see if we go on Master what this does. So yeah, Death Stars is that is a good one. Although I personally don't think a Death Star has as much personality. Personality for me personally goes a long way. And AT-ATs have so much personality. A Death Star is cool. It's ominous. It's the idea of a moon that can blow up planets. Love it. I'm almost positive there's got to be some precedent for it in other science fiction, which isn't a bad thing. But I'm just saying, AT-ATs, that whole Harryhausen stop-motion animation, that personally means a lot to me. Like, I respond to that. I just watched the other day Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and the movie's terrible, but all that Harryhausen animation is just fantastic. I love that stuff. To see AT-ATs do that and just the imaginativeness of the AT-AT. Here's something. Whenever I let my cat in from outdoors, I open a screen door and it walks in underneath me, and I'm doing a top-down view of my cat as he's walking inside. And as he walks inside, we have a dog too, and he's not scared of the dog. He doesn't like the dog. And anytime the dog is near him, he'll just want to know that so he can hiss at the dog. So when he comes in, he looks left and right to see if the dog is like around so he can just antagonize the dog. And looking down from the top of him, I constantly think of an AT-AT. You know, the cat moving forward and then the head moving. There's something so dog or cat-like, pet-like about AT-ATs, isn't there? My cat is a cat-AT. Lugabeast is the best thing from the new Force Awakens Star Wars. Richard Holt says he thought Lugabeast was my favorite. Lugabeasts are awesome. Hello, Battlefront, gameplay, and more. Welcome here. That's quite a mouthful for your username. Let's check out the bad guys here. So now we're just going to be defending the AT-ATs, and one of our tools we can use to defend them. And again, look, this is all I get. Whoops, these are the only 2 I can choose. Which, what the hell, Star Wars? Sorry, what the heck, Star Wars Battlefront? Let me just show you guys another gun, because this thing right here is just sort of the vanilla gun. Where is that? This is like the squad assault weapon of Star Wars. Yeah, Hazy Silhouette points out a big part of the appeal of a Death Star is the light speed drive. Yeah. I haven't watched any trailers. Don't know anything about it. Don't want to know anything about it. But you can't go to the front page of IMDb, at least the other day when the Star Wars Celebration Europe was on, without seeing the poster for the Rogue One, the spin-off movie that's out this Christmas. Is that Rian Johnson? Yeah. I think the Rian Johnson movie. The poster, which has a Death Star rising above the horizon like a sun or like an enormous planet. Oh my god, that looks beautiful. I love that. So I think the idea that a Death Star is one of the coolest things. I would still personally vote for an AT-AT, but a Death Star is a good candidate. Oh, let's see. Actually, so I spawned, because again, this is a Battlefront thing, right? Battlefield thing. Is you spawn back from the front line, how do you quickly get to the front line? Well, check this out. Chris Markinson thinks that this right here is the coolest thing from the Star Wars universe. Watch how much I can do with it. Like, this thing is so... Well, you know what? Actually, that was kind of cool. Here's me trying not to hit a tree. Oh, God. Oh, God. There's a whole training mission with these as well. So I should be just using this to get to the front, but let's just drive around and see what... This looks like a ramp. Oh, no. You know what? I think I'm making Chris Markinson's case for him. If I can just drive back and forth and pick off the occasional rebel... Oh, shoot. Markinson? All right. All right, dead end. Oh, is there a third person? Yeah, okay. Oop.
Get back here and help us win this fight.
That's exactly where I went. There we go. I don't know if you guys just heard it. There are Ewoks on this map. They don't fight, but... Oh, okay. Well, I expected that was going to happen. All right, Markinson. You made your case with my inadvertent help. So that Hoth map, if you think that looks great, look at this. This is just beautiful. Look at that. Is that a Minoc? No. Of course not. There are no Minocs on the moon of Endor. Those things live in outer space. What am I thinking? This is not the gun I meant to get. What the heck gun is this? So this being a dice game, of course, this is how you're supposed to play it. Yeah, I did not mean to pick up this gun. I'm not even sure which one this is. However, one of the ways that I feel that... Oh, I should have changed my gun. One of the ways that I feel that... Ah! Dude, I'm walking here. In one of the games I've played recently, they call these chicken walkers. Do you guys have any problem with these being called chicken walkers? Forget what that game was. It might have even been... You know, I think it is somewhere in Star Wars Battlefront. Do you guys have an issue with that? Because I do big time, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So in this map, there's only one AT-AT. I could just sit here and watch that.
Our AT-AT is being targeted by an enemy bomber.
Right, here we go. Let's walk around in one of these. Telefrog seems to think anybody who knows what a Minoc is a nerd. Is that true? That might be a pretty obscure one, right?
Scout transport ready to assist.
Oh, actually, you know what? I don't need a game controller for this guy because he handles just like a soldier, like a walker, like a dude walking, a stormtrooper. Here, let's try to flank some rebels. So remember, we are on master difficulty, so I expect some good AI behavior, some sound tactical choices. I expect flanking. I expect Overwatch. So, to Star Wars Battlefront's immense credit, Hoth and Endor, Forced Moon of Endor, are so completely different in so many ways, and not just visually, but the gameplay of trying to pick out where someone is on Endor is like a completely separate gameplay than on Hoth, with the long fields of fire, with just the white, stark whiteness, where you can see someone a long way off. Now, Hopefully the bots are coded to where that's an issue for them as well, because it sure is for me. There's a rebel over there. I'm probably not going to see him until he starts shooting. And I love that about ENDOR. Alright, what's going on here? We're having some pronunciation issues. Rocket Monkey always called it AT-AT. Nobody says that, Rocket Monkey, please. That takes way too long. Okay, who's shooting? I'm just firing back at the general laser beams. Oh, look, I have this thing. No, the Q there. You can see my health at the bottom. So this is like a vehicle in Battlefield. In that it's big and attracts lots of attention, but it's got a fair amount of hit points. It's not as frail. It's not super frail. If those guys had ion torpedoes, which I'm assuming they could have. Oh, check that out. I got a tooltip about a weak point in an AT-AT. So, yeah, nobody says AT-AT. That takes way too long. You might as well just go ahead and say all-terrain assault transport, right? If you're going to go AT-AT, just say all-terrain assault transport. Same amount of time. I feel the better way to do that is just, take advantage of the fact that it's just 2 syllables now. Just call it an AT-AT. Look at that. Trees break. That's just... How cool is that? Oh, she just said AT-AT. Yikes. Alright, it seems like the command structure is agreeing with Rocket Monkey. And as a good Imperial soldier, I should probably take that under advisement. These little red lasers do have a nice amount of splash, so I'm just firing in the general region. It seems to be getting the job done. There is a radar here. You can see in the lower left-hand corner. You should ideally be using that to figure out where the enemy is and which direction to run in and where to be careful. That is a skill that anybody who plays multiplayer first-person shooters, specifically something like Halo, has obviously cultivated. Is being able to keep an eye on a mini-map. It's not something I'm particularly good at. Listen to that alarm. I love that alarm sound. Dude, there's barely room for one ATST over here. Go get your own spot. Pony Carnival says it rhymes with hat. Or, as I said before, cat. Because my cat is a cat-ad when he enters. If you look at him from top down. Now, I'm one of those, speaking of hats, one of those asshat players who is not doing the objective right now. I'm just running around shooting things in an ATST. But that's simply because I'm wanting to show off things to you guys. I actually do kind of know how to play the objectives. If you want to play Star Wars Battlefront, it's just, an Overwatch kind of deathmatch or team deathmatch. Those modes are supported, and I imagine you're going to have no shortage of people playing them. Alright, I like this spot. Yeah, look at this. Is it weird to say this particular spot right here makes me think of Thin Red Line? There's that river scene in Thin Red Line that... Look at this target-rich environment. I have found the perfect place to sit with an ATST. And there's also a case for calling it an AT-AT. This isn't an AT-SAT. It's an ATST. Alright, I'm about to lose all my health. Let's just sling some weapons out here. Just fire wildly into places I know the guys are running up. And here again is a bot thing. You can just see they're basically running down the same paths, right? Chris Markinson earlier, I think, asked, am I playing... Yeah, sorry. Am I playing at the highest graphics settings? I think I did turn it to Ultra earlier. Let me actually take a look. Yeah, I put everything on Ultra, so this is as high as it gets. I'm on a GeForce... I'm an NVIDIA 970, and this is a 2-year-old processor. You know, the loading time's a huge pain in the ass, but frame rate wise, with all this detail, feel it does a great job. So, alright, I'm not progressing anything. I've been excluded from the gear and character progression that is a large part of the appeal of Star Wars Battlefront. That sucks. The bots seem to be kind of stupid. I can't customize what cards I use. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner. Those are my two cards. Q is my thermal detonator. E is a grenade launcher. So I don't get those cool things. I can't set things like AI level or number of characters or... Oh, these are fun. This is a... Now, I'd never heard these called Vipers. They're just probe droids. I don't know if this is canon. Calling it a Viper. That can't be canon, right?
The uplink station has been taken over by the rebels. We must see
So there are all these shortcomings with this. So I should be incensed. I should be all like, F this game. Okay, that's not the gun I wanted to show you guys. Where's the one? Oh, right. That's... Of course it's not. Yeah, the one I'm looking for has the high rate of fire. Shoot, at one point I knew the names of these. This is the one. Okay, this is the one that I think is like a squad assault weapon. And this is the Stormtrooper version of an M249. So, as I mentioned before, this being a dice game, here's how they want you to play it. First person. Why on earth would you not do this? Because now I immediately have a leg up over people playing in the first person view. And not just with the extra peripheral view, well, mainly because, look, if I want to hide behind this tree, and I don't need to show you guys this, I can see what's out there now without exposing myself. Look, I'm looking around a corner. It's especially the case at a hard corner, a right angle, like a corridor or in a room. And if I'm playing in the first-person view, I can't see around there without stepping out and exposing myself. But playing in this view... So, that's a game design issue, guys. Make a call. Is your game third-person or first-person? Alright, so as I was saying, here's... Yeah, it's totally thin red line to me, except for the giant AT-AT. I just realized something. Are all bad guy bolts... No, okay. I was thinking, are the rounds different colors for the different factions? No, every bolt is red, right? All laser bolts are red. It's not like lightsabers.
Protect our walker. The rebels are inflicting heavy
So
damage.
awesome. Oh, I'll see if I can show you guys an Ewok. Oh, there. Was that an Ewok? Yeah. Is it an Ewok or a squirrel? No, it's probably a squirrel. Ewoks can't climb trees like that, can they? I say squirrel. Whatever the ENDOR version of squirrels is. Sometimes you'll catch a glimpse of an Ewok. Yeah, that alarm. I love the sound of that alarm. That... What does it think I'm deploying? Oh, I think this is a proximity mine. Can I ride on top of the... It's gonna let me do this, right? Oh, come on. I was gonna do an experiment. Ash Olrand shot me. You cannot punch or kill the Ewoks. If you want to do that, you have to play Star Wars Empire of War, the Petroglyph RTS, which I personally don't feel holds up very well. I had high hopes for the strategy mode. It has a turn-based strategic level, and then you play RTSs, but no. In the expansion for it, called Forces of Corruption, I think, one of the Imperial units is an Ewok handler. Tan Polastra. I can't believe that guy. The Ewok handler has a bag of Ewoks. He will drop an Ewok with a bomb strapped to it, and then the Ewok walks up to the bad guys and detonates. True story. I can't imagine how they got that past LucasArts. Or Lucasfilm, I should say. But they did. Alright, here is a cool thing you can do. Oops, that's not what I meant. There we go.
We need some AT-AT support. A rebel Y-wing locked onto our AT-AT.
Of Corky says in Battlefront 2, there's an Ewok hunt thing. Ah, very cool. Now, here's what I'm not sure about. See over there on the right, where the cards normally are? I don't think I know. Oh, okay, it's the two different kinds of what? Oh, so cool. Alright, please, Rebels, come out. Let me shoot some of you guys. So what's to stop me from just playing the whole game like this? Well, unfortunately, it's on a timer. And remember, I had to find that power-up to do it.
A rebel bomber locked onto our walker.
What is this? An orbital... Oh my god, how do I know? It's an orbital strike. It is totally an orbital strike. Oh, and you can see the time left in AT-AT. Orbital strike is also a pickup that you can grab when you're on foot. So yeah, apparently Battlefront 2 has an Ewok hunting mode. Which, awesome. Look at that, that is so cool.
Readings indicate a bomber is targeting our AT-AT.
That might be the coolest thing in all of video games ever. Ah! I don't think it can hurt me. Actually, I guess you could use these for cover? I never even thought about that. I mean, you probably don't want to because that's where the rebels are going to be shooting at. Oh, that was it. That was the heavy fire weapon I was going to show you.
Deactivate that uplink. The rebel ships won't be able to...
No, actually, they might win. As a matter of fact, I'm almost positive they'll win. Look at all the Y-wings they have stacked up. And look at how much health the AT-AT has left. When it hits that final point, all they have to do is ding it a couple of times. The number of Y-wings is basically how long it's vulnerable. So this game is over. The rebels have won. Assuming I'm reading the interface right. I believe I am. So that shield that he's using is a card, which is really rude.
Activated the uplink. Move on that position.
Oh, I was going to show you the quick load. All right, so there's no ammo, and there are no health packs, although one of the power-ups is like a back-to-tank that quickly heals you up. Oh, so rude. So I'm a little happier with how I keep getting killed because I am on Master. But there is this, so it overheats. Watch this. You can see that little bar building up. And then, if I time correctly a reload, I can start shooting more. I can start shooting sooner. Watch this. How about that? See how good I am? It's a Gears of War style reloading minigame. Which, frankly, I think every game that has reloading should have. It makes reloading less about just smacking a button and more about kind of paying attention, which is what I imagine. I've never had to do it, but I imagine what it's like when you're having to put in a new magazine in combat. Magazine clip? Yeah, magazine. What? Oh my god, Jace Silvara, what a jerk. So I guess if there's an upside to this particular mission, it'll be we're going to get to see the AT-AT blow up.
Rebel bombers have a lock on our AT.
Alright, here it comes. Where is the thing? Infantry turret is a good thing to build. This is a great position because I have that probe droid and the infantry turret. Oh, and I'm dead. Well, there you go. I think on Master, obviously what's going on is they're just way more efficient at shooting me. Which I would like that sort of thing to be something that I could configure. right? Like, what if I want him to not be dumb, but to not get any sort of aiming bonus? All right, we're gonna get to see this thing crash and burn, which is sad.
Destroyed a walker.
Oh, so sad. Corky says, no, you're supposed to train so much that reloading is just a reflex. Oh my god, seriously? I thought I did horribly. I wasn't even trying to capture... Alright, well that just felt... Alright, so as I kept trying to say, I have all these issues with what's going on here. I feel... Oh, and I'll show you this, because this will be way easier for me to talk and not get distracted. Hazy Silhouette accuses me of limp wristing it, which was actually something that a firearms instructor once said to me when I was shooting a pistol. Much to my friend's delight. Okay, skirmish. Okay, this is the other skirmish you can do. Let's see, what is... These kind of don't matter so much. What's the one that has Jabba's palace? Maybe there isn't one. I thought there's one that had... we'll do this one. Putting this on master. Alright, this is all gamepad all the time. This is their flight simulator head-to-head match. Very arcadey. What I like about this is, I think as far as player count, it's something like 5 versus 5, maybe 10 versus 10. But it crams the sky full of bot aircraft, whether you're, both TIE fighters and X-Wings. So when you're playing this online as a multiplayer game, there's always something to shoot at, even though it's not some crazy 40v40 thing. Let's see, do we want... Hey, why is it not reading my... Okay, there we go. Let's go with some TIE fighters first. There's 2 flavors, of course. No TIE bombers, which there kind of should be for a reason that you'll see in a moment. So in this mode, it's not just, hey, everybody jump into the arena and shoot at each other. That's so cool. Although it is partly that. When you get a kill, your team gets a point. You can see the score at the top. It's so awesome. I mean, how can you not fall for that, right? Just that moment of everybody flying at each other. Each ship has 2 different power-ups. The TIE Fighter can speed up like I just did to try to boom and zoom. Flight sim term. It also has a... Shoot. You can also use the direction pad to do these kind of evasive maneuvers. And it has a guided missile. Pretty much everything has a guided missile that can lock on and fire. One reason this is great with a controller is I am not having to necessarily aim. I just get something in front of me and lock on. And as long as I can maintain that lock, it'll sort of steer the shots. You speed up and slow down with the left stick, which helps your turning, your turning rate. Hello, Range TK. Welcome here. Let me see. What is it? So while these guys get speed up power-ups, generally, actually both of them. I think the X-Wing and the A-Wing both get a defensive bonus, like a little temporary shield. And I know which one I prefer. So you can see they've got 33 points to our 18. And there's this message about, hey, a rebel transport leaving. What is that? See that Millennium Falcon, by the way. So every now and then it'll spawn a transport. And if you kill the other guy's transport, you get a huge dump of points. 50, 20? It can't be 50. So I want to protect this. And then it'll spawn a rebel one, and then an Imperial one. And, oh no, I want to attack this. Need to work on that IFF. Yeah, got the lock on. And that's its health, you can see. Is it 23? Shoot, it got away. Alright, we would have gotten points if we had taken it down. Now it's going to spawn one of ours next. Oops. Oh, look at... See, isn't that awesome? Now, again, you would never want to play like this. Alright, so as I keep trying to say, and then I have something else I think I want to show you guys or complain about. With all the complaints I'm leveling at this, why would I even bother streaming it? Why is it installed? Why would I pay $50 for the season's pass?
Prepare to engage enemy fighters.
There's no other game right now that capitalizes on the appeal of Star Wars like this, at this level of, at this scale. If you want to shoot an did I just get rammed by a Millennium Falcon? If you want to shoot at AT-ATs and you want to have a battle at Hoth, you know, there was some great, like the Rogue Squadron games, which for the longest time I kept a, what was it, that had been a Nintendo GameCube plugged in. Those were amazing. They don't hold up very well, especially once you've seen this.
Keep our lander shuttle from hostile targets. Clear to engage all enemies.
And if you're okay with playing it multiplayer, which is not only multiplayer, but that's clearly their main design goal, then it's all peachy keen. Now, if you're like me and you wish that it had good offline modes and more robust bot support, it's kind of disappointing. But still, where else are you going to get this kind of thing? Oh, right, we want to defend that. So the Millennium Falcon is a power-up.
Well done.
And there's one for Slave 1 as well. And it's basically just a metric ton of hit points.
Prepare to engage enemy fighters.
There are power-ups on the ground. Are there on this map? There've got to be. Oops. Reach. That's the name of the guy who killed me.
Show those traitors what it means to defy the Emperor. Affirmative. Fighter support on the way.
Tom MC is saying, as far as what I was saying about the whole, if you want this sort of Star Wars experience, where else are you going to get that? He's mentioning the board games. Which I kind of disagree with. I mean, those are... A lot of the appeal of Star Wars is this cinematic stuff right here. Now, there's a lot of great imaginative stuff in Star Wars. There is that Rebellion board game that he and I have talked about, that I've played, and I know he's played. And that's great for kind of the imaginative use of the license and for building it into strategic gameplay. But for this cinematic stuff, I mean, there's... The Rogue Squadron games, just visually... They really don't hold up, and you kind of get spoiled with modern games. I mean, look at this. Whoops, I did that wrong. Just wanted to show you guys the Millennium Falcon through this cockpit view right here. Like, that's just so iconic. This right here, look. I mean, if that bit with Rey piloting the Millennium Falcon in Force Awakens worked for you, how can you resist what I was just showing you there? So awesome, especially if you get to be... Can I switch teams mid-game? I don't think I can. Shoot. That makes sense, actually.
Hostiles inbound. Show them the power of the Empire.
His Silhouette says, I think I'd be tired about this in the duration of a film. Well, so that's something that the developers, I think, are keenly aware of, and that's what that gameplay progression is all about, where you're unlocking stuff, and it's doling out the new weapons and tools that you get. But, unfortunately, that's not a part of this offline equation, the skirmish game that they've made. EA really got that with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, where everything offline is also online. All that progression, no matter how you want to play, it's a big part of the game's appeal. And they don't take that away from you, depending on how you want to play it. They don't say, oh, it's only for people who play multiplayer. But that philosophy hasn't reached the DICE studio yet. You know, they're still of this hardcore mindset that you got to pay your dues online. If you unlock something and you haven't played enough online, people online will think it's not fair. Oh, come on, how did that not hit? All right, let's go mess up this transport. Okay, and just the scream of that TIE fighter, that engine noise. Well, the lock-on noise is kind of overriding it now, but... Do those have an official name, those transports? I mean, I'm sure they do it in some source material somewhere. I don't think I did that. I don't think there's friendly fire here. Sweet. That was all me, by the way. I totally did that. Now, you'll note we're still getting our butts kicked. Yeah, I'll take that. I keep accidentally going to the internal view. I don't mean to do that. I blame that on the stupid Xbox One, or no, Xbox 360 gamepad. Just the imprecision of those D-pads. It's really annoying. Corky says everything has a name and a backstory. I presume talking about those transports. Yeah, they've got to have some designation. Why didn't... Surely in the X-Wing games, or the TIE Fighter games, they were called something, right? They couldn't just be called transports. Like, they're probably like YT. Like, isn't the Millennium Falcon like a YT 1300? GR75 medium transports. Richard Holt, you invented that. Actually, if it was anyone other than you, I would accuse them of making that up. That doesn't sound to me the least bit familiar. I can safely say I have never heard that. I mean, I believe you, because that's got to be something in the X-Wings miniatures game, which I know you play. Or at least Armada. But seriously, GR75, good lord. So for all my issues with this silly thing, and for my disappointment with how... Yeah, let me just get out of here, because I just want you guys to see the view from the other side. For all my issues, for all my disappointment with what this skirmish mode does not do, for how it opts out of the main gameplay progression, I can only complain so much, because I still find myself just getting lost in the cinematic Star Wars-ness of it all. And I feel a little cheap, but it's just, you know, that's my generation. You know, I blame the... How old was I when I started? I blame the 11-year-old in me. Corky says, who built the YT 1300? The Corellians, right? I mean, I know there's a Corellian cruiser, but isn't the Millennium Falcon also, isn't YT 1300 a Corellian ship? I don't know why I would know that, or if I'm just making it up. So here we are. Look here. Shoot. Once again, me screwing up the D-pad. Look at this. How can you not love that? How can you not be in love with this perspective? Let's get some TIE fighters in the view. The only thing that I wish that it had is that cheesy 70s avionics, right? I've lost R2. Okay, let's say, you know, A-Wing. Who's ever going to choose an A-Wing when you could fly a Y-Wing? Sorry, an X-Wing. It was press Y to hit an X-Wing. It's one of those things where they show you the word blue written in red, and then confuse you. Press Y to choose an X-Wing? That makes no sense. But yeah, who's ever going to fly a Y-Wing or an A-Wing when you could be in an X-Wing? Man. I should be using my shielding. The Y-wings have shielding. That is, I think, my left bumper.
Imperial
Yeah.
air defense is coming into range.
This is Red 4. Be right there.
There, see, look, I'm using shielding. I'm not entirely sure. Does that heal me? I'm not entirely sure what that does. I should know this. So when you play this online, actually, that's what I should have done, is gone online to level up my PC version of the game a little bit. I mainly play this on the PS4. Now that I've mentioned it, that is really confusing. Press Y for an X-Wing,
Coming into range.
and press X for an A-Wing. Come on, wait a minute. So when you play this online... Oh, see, there's Slave 1. Look. Dadgummit. I keep screwing up the stupid D-pad. Look at that. Slave 1 through the cockpit of an X-Wing.
is making a run for it. Provide cover.
If this game delivers nothing else, that perspective right there I'm happy with. Although, really, when would an X-Wing ever fight Slave 1? That just makes no sense. I'm not one of those guys who lionizes Boba Fett, by the way. I think Boba Fett's kind of a tool, and it's all retconning this idea. Right? I mean, that's not controversial. You guys have heard that before. He accomplishes nothing, really. He's not the badass that people want him to be. He got killed by a sandworm. All he did was hide in trash. And basically hire someone else to do his job for him.
Safely out of firing range. Go
Capturing
for it.
Han Solo. So, yep. I subscribe to the Boba Fett is overrated school of thought. Oh, you guys are pointing out something great. Let's see. So, okay, let's just show you guys. Press X for the A-Wing, Y for the X-Wing. Absolutely wrong. So I think these are pretty much the same thing. They have shielding and a missile. Yeah.
Is coming into range.
What does it look like from inside an A-Wing?
Unit ready to go.
Yeah, you know, the moment I pop into this, I can sort of see this from the X-Wing games. Did I just blow up Slave 1? Sweet. I kind of thought that thing about Boba Fett would be a little more controversial. I guess I forget who you guys are. Like, I figure if I'm on the average YouTube channel, people are going to think Boba Fett is cool, but you guys are far more discriminating, right? I'm not just blowing smoke at you. You know, don't think this is the average YouTube audience. Or Star Wars fan. Where did this idea that he's badass come from, anyway?
Cut off its escape attempt.
Oh, okay, as I keep meaning to say, I just get so distracted by all the shiny. When you're playing online, as I said before, it just stuffs the skies with throwaway, bot-flown X-Wings and TIE Fighters and A-Wings and TIE Interceptors. So you can always tell when you lock onto a human player, because they'll immediately respond. They'll start, like, jinking, or they'll start using these little evasive maneuvers. And you kind of really have to work for those kills, which I like. It's not, like, what I'm doing now is just, you know, trying not to go too low, staying above the fray.
Sharpen up out here.
Yeah, evasive maneuver. Oh, and he got me anyway. But you can definitely tell when you're playing multiplayer the difference between shooting at a bot or shooting at a human player. And the same with being shot at by a bot or shot at by a human player. Now, there are power-ups.
I'm on it.
I'm pretty... You know, maybe they're not on this map. Okay. Ah! Seriously? Alright, well, we are playing on Master. Actually, there've got to be power-ups because Millennium Falcon and Slave 1 are spawning. Yeah, Richard Hill even points out... yeah, Boba Fett got his butt kicked by a blind Han Solo. Which, thanks for that comedy moment, George Lucas. Or Richard Markland, to be precise. Corky says, where's the wood trim in the A-Wing? Corgi, I don't know if you were joking or if really in the movies it did at one point show... No, you never see inside of an A-Wing, right? Because I kind of... Is it silly that I almost wanted to believe you? Because they had that 70s avionics. Why not imagine that, yeah, ships in the future will have wood paneling? What did I watch recently that had wood paneling? Oh, Stranger Things. A series on Netflix that was set in the 80s. I loved the wood paneling in that movie. Even that. I think they even had a station wagon with that wood paneling. Oh, look, I'm going to get a kill.
An Imperial shuttle
Sweet.
has been neutralized.
There you go. Big points for me. We're still losing this one. Oh, yeah, here we go. So this power-up right here is kind of lame, but it's like, since you're not... It instantly refreshes your cooldown. I say it instantly refreshed your cooldowns, but it didn't... Oh, I have to use it. Right, it's a usable power-up. So basically you can use something twice in quick succession. Richard Holt, excellent, says you see from inside the A-Wing that crashes into the Super Star Destroyer. Very cool. Is that true? I love that you know that. Richard Holt also suggests the average age in this, of the viewers of this video, 50. Yikes. I doubt he's right, but I agree with what he's getting at. Do you ever see from inside a Y-Wing? Actually, you've got to, right? Because they do all those quick cuts to pilots. Saying, yeah, I'm okay, check. We're fine here, check. This ship, check. Yeah, I think it was it Hazy Silhouette said, I'd get tired of this and the time it takes to watch the movie. I think I could do this for much longer. I mean, this is just such comfort food flying around shooting stuff right now. And imagine if you were getting XP from this, which is what happens when you play multiplayer. So the PC version definitely looks better than the PS4 version. I'm noticing that. And the PS4 is nothing to sneeze at, but good lord, this the higher resolution does make a difference. And these smooth frame rates, really nice. The lighting effects, I mean... also, you...
Our transport ship just went
Oh,
down.
whoops, that was ours. I do that all the time in this game. I'm constantly, like, forgetting if I'm the rebels or... Especially in the ground section, when it's, like, shooter bits. I'm constantly forgetting, am I the rebels? Am I the Empire? One thing this game is missing is a sense of picking and choosing your sides. Like, okay, I really want to be an Empire player. Because there is some asymmetry. Specifically, like in Walker Assault, as far as what vehicles you get. The actual cards and weapons, there's no asymmetry. Everybody gets everything. But as far as the vehicles, as far as the positioning, some of the power-ups, like, for instance, the Viper droid floats, but the Astromech droid rolls around. They're functionally similar, but there is that minor difference between them. So if I wanted to be an Empire player, there's no concession for that sort of thing in Star Wars Battlefront. Is you're constantly flip-flopping back and forth. The only thing that you could maybe do to say, hey, I prefer one side or the other, is choose the little unlockable bits. They're cosmetic. Something I really don't like is when you're playing the Empire, you got a bunch of stormtroopers running around with their helmets off, which can make it really hard to quickly pick them out from the rebels. I mean, not really, because they're wearing stormtrooper outfits, but why don't all the stormtroopers should have to wear their hats? That should be like regulation. Stormtroopers would never go into battle not wearing their hat, right? That's just silly. And when you do see a stormtrooper without a hat, which has happened, it is because, specifically because, it is Luke Skywalker in his requisition stormtrooper outfit. You never see an actual working stormtrooper not wearing his hat. So I kind of wish it was like a shirts and skins thing in that regard in Star Wars Battlefront. Quit letting the stormtroopers run around without their hats on. Makes it very confusing for me. I have a hard enough time remembering which team I'm on. Alright, I just lost. Richard Holt says, because they have their helmets off, it's not canon. Yeah, looky there. So even on Master, which is what that difficulty was, and I was just kind of half-assedly flying around, look at that score. Seriously? Come on, bots. I did win in deaths, though. You have to give me that much. So, all right. So, kind of disappointed with the skirmish mode, but you could play it split screen. Like so, I'm looking forward to trying it split screen with my friend's son. I think there are some cool options for us there. He really wanted to play Walker Assault, and there's no way for us playing split screen on a PS4 to go online and do that. Now we don't need to because we can play split screen with a bunch of dumb bots. So that's at least an option. Matthew Mangi is saying he votes for Street Fighter V. I actually don't believe that. Let's see. Canuck says he votes for Grim Dawn. Oh man, there's a game I'd love to jump back into. Let's see. Sorry if I missed any other votes. Let me know. Canuck. I definitely have some Grim Dawn characters I'd love to get back to. M. Mangi, Street Fighter V. Roland Gunner says, what's your favorite Star Wars board game? I'm not a fan of a lot of Star Wars board games. There was a d.i.c.e, and that's spelled D-E-C-I-P-H-E-R, collectible card game, must have been back in the 90s they published it, which I really liked a lot. It's when Magic was a really big deal. I think Magic is a terrible gameplay design. I mean, back when Garfield first came up with it, there was nothing like it. It was cool, but as far as collectible card games go, I think Magic the Gathering is terrible. So back when everybody was like, Magic the Gathering is great, it's awesome, it's terrific, I stumbled across this d.i.c.e Star Wars collectible card game, and I liked it a lot. I still like it. Not really a board game, and certainly not anything that's currently being published. You have to find a friend. It's 2-player only, by the way, which is one of the cool things about it. You have to find a friend with a comparable collection of cards and play with him or her. But I like that a lot. I still like that. Still have my cards. If any of you guys have decks, let's hook up and play a few rounds. I haven't played Rebellion enough to really say whether or not it's working for me, but right now I'm enjoying banging on that and playing it. What are the other Star Wars board games? I'm trying to think. I mean, a lot of folks, Richard Holt, don't listen to him. He's going to try to talk you into spending $800 on a bunch of goofy toys for Star Wars Armada or X-Wing. But a lot of people love those, if you like the tactical battle stuff. Matthew's asking, have I played Rebellion? I have, and it's, until Fantasy Flight ruins it by piling on a bunch of add-ons, it definitely has a distinct gameplay feel. I love the asymmetry between how either side plays. A friend of mine and I who played it were kind of comparing it to another Fantasy Flight game called Netrunner, where the experience of playing the corporation or the runners, the hackers or the companies being hacked, the experience is very different in terms not just of gameplay, but in terms of kind of like how you feel. Like how, oh God, I'm losing, or oh, I have to hide this over here. Does he know where it is? As far as like how aggressive you can be and the cat and mouse of it and who's hunting whom and who has the upper hand. The basic experience of it, the emotions, are very different based on whether you're the runner or the corporation. And there's some of that going on in Rebellion. I feel it really does a good job of creating a very distinct experience and feeling depending on which side you're playing. When I played Rebellion, it seemed to me, my limited experience with it, the rebels always are going to feel like they're losing. Like, oh my God, I have no hope. This is just ridiculous. He has so much stuff. There's no way I'm going to be able to move the reputation marker where it needs to get for me to win. I'm so outclassed. Oh God, I just lost all of my fleet. This is terrible. Oh my God, he just took Leia prisoner. I'm losing. I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth. And then you pull out a win. Like, it seems like the rebels are always about this snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, just barely by hanging on by your fingernails win. It's just so close if you do it. And that seems to be like it's the gameplay is engineered to create that. Whereas the Empire, you just have so much stuff you can throw at the rebels, and it's easy to get lazy and just hang back and think, oh, I got this. He got a point there, big deal, I didn't see that coming. Whatever, just move a couple of Star Destroyers over there. Oh, look, he's doing a mission. I guess I'll let that one go, fine, because I'm kicking his ass over here. Now I still got to root out where his base is. I'm sort of searching around. There's a little bit of that Scotland Yard gameplay, which I hate when that's the main part of a game. But there is some of that, that sort of searching around for a hidden place on the map. That's a big part of the Empire gameplay. But the basic feeling of being the Empire is completely different. So Rebellion, I'm very pleased with my early sessions with Rebellion. We'll see if it holds up. All right, real quick, let's see a couple of choices. Richard Holt, get thee behind me with that talk of Armada. You will never find me playing the X-Wing game. But the Armada game, well, that might be one I fall for. Let's see. Richard Holt says, am I the only person who doesn't like Netrunner as a CCG? Yes, Richard Holt, you are. I don't like the collectible bits of it. I think it's another example of Fantasy Flight's business model compromising a fantastic design. But the basic design, and specifically the re-revival of it a few years ago, because it used to be an old game that Richard Garfield created, they stuck the Android license on it, updated the design, but that redesign specifically I think is brilliant. So Richard Holt, you and I are going to have a disagreement there. We'll do it over beers one day. Meta Baron is voting for Save the Date. God, Meta Baron, what is that? You guys might have told me before. I have no idea what Save the Date is. I've got you down for Save the Date for Request Wednesday. Hazy Silhouette, I kind of hate to tell you this. That might be a wasted vote for We Happy Few. Don't want to spoil anything yet, but next week is a pretty exciting week. I'll be streaming definitely Quadrilateral Cowboy, which is Brendan Chung's new game. That's Blendo Games, did Atom Zombie Smasher, 30 Flights of Loving. What's the one with the animals and spaceships? Neon, I forget what that was. Neon Armada? I forget what that was called. Anyway, Quadrilateral Cowboy is his new game. The embargo for that lifts on Monday. So I'll be showing you guys that next week. I'll also be showing you Headlander, which is the new Double Fine game, which comes out next week. It's kind of a Metroidvania. And We Happy Few, even though it enters early access next week, and I normally would wait until they're done, I'm so curious about that. So I might be streaming that anyway. Also, the Beastman DLC for Total War Warhammer comes out next week. So next week's going to be an embarrassment of riches, and I wouldn't be surprised if you saw We Happy Few amongst them. And yeah, just a reminder, it's not out, it's just early access. Metabaron says, Save the Date is freeware, mostly text adventure puzzle game. Yeah, well, Metabaron, way to sell that. No, for some reason I have heard something about it that made me want to play it. Nothing that you just said did that, but I have heard something that makes me curious about Save the Date. Matthew Mangy says, have you tried Neverwinter? He's also griefing me for things I've apparently said in the past about Aquaman. Matthew Mangy, you're not going to be able to get much mileage out of this Aquaman nonsense once... who's making the Aquaman movie? Isn't it like Doug Liman or someone? Someone of repute. I forgot who. So there you go. This has been Star Wars Battlefront. Tomorrow I'll be streaming Zombie Night Terror. Yep, Zombie Night Terror. Frequently described as lemmings with zombies, which I feel is a little unfair. We'll get into that some tomorrow. Next week, look for some Quadrilateral Cowboy, Headlander, We Happy Few, and Total War Warhammer Beastmen DLC, as well as XCOM. That might be the whole week's schedule right there, right? Except I got to make room for Request Wednesday. So we'll see. But next week, a bunch of cool stuff coming up. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. You can find the stuff I write, which I promise will be picking up very shortly. I'll have some announcements about that. I've been focusing a lot on video lately. A lot more writing coming out. You'll find more of that at quarterto3.com. We are less than 100 subscriptions away from me actually drinking a beer live on the air during one of these streams when we hit 1,000 subscribers. That will happen. Craziness may ensue. Appreciate it if you give these videos thumbs up. Any questions or comments you may have, chuck those into the comments section. I can almost guarantee you I'll respond to them. If you have any more votes for Request Wednesday, you can also throw those into the comments section, and I'll put them down. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's just, 75% of why I like doing this is you guys. And I had no idea that was going to happen when I started, but there you go. All right, thank you. Metabaron is now saying, save the date isn't what you're thinking, even though he doesn't know what I'm thinking. Metabaron, that is the sort of thing that makes me want to play it. You drop a little cryptic bomb like that, that will find its chink in my armor and make me think, oh, okay. Freeware, mostly text adventure? Let's see what's going on. So I've got you down for that, Metabaron, for Request Wednesday. Thank you. All right, thanks, everyone. Good night. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow for some Zombie Night Terror. And appreciate you for joining me. Have a good Thursday night.